Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to the SHC Division of Business podcast. This is your host, Ethan Sisk, and today we'll be featuring Walter Peggs, a Spring Hill College basketball player. In today's episode, we'll be covering Walter's turbulent career as a player, why Walter feels the Badgers have had a record-breaking season, and who Walter's biggest motivator is. Thank you for coming on, Walter.
It's my pleasure to be here. It's an honor, just ready to have great conversation.
Yes, sir. To start, can you expand on the current season the Badgers are having?
Yes, we're actually just coming off a win streak, 5-game win streak, and we have the most wins under Coach Craig Kennedy, and we're looking to secure a SIAC championship. So far, we've been coming together well as a team, meshing, and, it's really showing on the court.
Awesome. I mean, it definitely appears y'all are on your way. This is my third year at Spring Hill, and comparing the 3 years of the seasons and kind of the atmosphere around the season, this has to be the highest. Just enthusiasm from the fans, and definitely the record or telltale signs to what y'all are doing.
Yeah. The record says a lot, but also I think what speaks more than the record is just the volume of the players off the court. We're constantly bonding, we're constantly finding ways to make each other better, and I feel like as a team, that is a key aspect, just working together and getting through tough situations, because just like every team goes through, ups and downs, and, we've had our downs, but it's how you bounce back from those downs.
Most definitely.
That's just one thing that we hold dear to our hearts, on the Badger team.
You find that the connection y'all have established can, motivate each other in other realms than just basketball, like in the outside world?
Yes, actually, we always talked about, our goals and aspirations beyond basketball. We're constantly, helping each other out because, I have skills that, maybe the next teammate doesn't have, but, off the court, we meet, in the library, meeting at the caf, we're always talking with each other because we know that, it's bigger than basketball, and, we can always learn from each other, off the court.
I feel it's very valuable, and I agree it's a very special group of guys, and I love the bond y'all have established and being able to look at it from the outside in. Where were you born and raised, and can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yes, so I was actually born in Florence, Alabama, but I later moved out from Florence to Bartlett, Tennessee, where I grew up a portion of my childhood. Then I moved to Jackson, Tennessee, which is about 45 minutes from Memphis, Bartlett, where I started. And that's where I went to my high school, and, which is called JCM Early College High, which actually allowed me to get an associate's degree right out of high school. So I attended that high school, and from there, that's when I went to start playing collegiately. So
how the associate's degree come about? Was that something you planned for?
So it was a new program that was introduced to Jackson, and it was something that I knew I definitely wanted to do because I wanted to get ahead, get a head start, and something my parents agreed with as well. And they allowed us to take college credits, while we were in high school. So we went up to the college, took classes there, So by the time we graduated high school, we was also walking the stage at the community college there.
That's super neat. Would you get some runs up there with the college players as well, or?
Oh, yeah. Occasionally, they all thought I went to the college,
Really?
Yeah, and I tell them, oh, no, I'm still in high school. And they're like, oh, whoa, you're still in high school? I was like, yeah, man, I'm still in high school. But, yeah, I used to get runs up there.
For sure. Where'd you go after? Well, first of all, how was your high school basketball experience?
Oh, my high school basketball experience was actually good. My high school, as far as basketball, we wasn't the best, especially at the start. We was bottom of the barrel, but we actually, within like my few courses into my high school career, like my sophomore year, junior year, we actually started bonding and started getting really good.
The team.
So I actually, me and a few other my guys, we took our team to state for the first time ever in history, like school history. and I broke a lot of records there as well.
Man,
But
I think there's a common denominator with you in basketball and records because from high school and then now Spring Hill, making moves. I love to see it.
yeah. I mean, it's all God, and I just have a goal. I just stay focused on it. That's why, you know, just have a goal and I stay focused, and that's what I tell most people. You know, but yeah.
How would you say that, like, do you find discipline through God Himself, or do you find it through other things and then just have God be like the mediator and the guider? What's your kind of take on
It's
inspiration?
God, man. God, His word just teaches, how to be disciplined, especially when times get hard and stuff like that. Like I tell most people, I feel like you really determine yourself when you're at your lowest. How do you respond when you're at your lowest?
When no one else
And
is
yeah,
watching?
when nobody else is watching, when those days that you really don't feel like, going out to the gym, or maybe because it's raining, or, it's gloomy outside, you just don't feel like it's those days. I feel like it
Hmm.
really can like define a person, who
For
you
sure.
really are. So that's like what I live on each day, which it talks about it in God's word as well,
Definitely.
you know. But,
Are you familiar with Alex Hormozy? He's a kind of YouTube motivational guy, but one of the things he says is, everyone kind of, some people make decisions and actions based on what other people will see, but he says for him, it's all like if he doesn't do it to the anything to the best of his ability, he knows that he left something on the table. So I feel like just that like inner accountability is so valuable
yeah,
and will just really guide you through the longevity of life.
yeah, I agree. I agree, 100%.
Definitely. I remember earlier when we talked, you said COVID was kind of a tumultuous time for your high school career. Can you further expand on that?
Yeah, COVID really hurt. Like as far as my recruitment went,
Yeah.
like COVID really hurt because, I wasn't able to get the recruiting that I was hoping to get because it just like pushed a lot of things back, and then the portal happened and stuff like that. So it really hurt my recruiting, and because coaches wasn't looking for kids, they weren't looking for kids out of high school, and I wasn't a 5 star. I was ranked in Tennessee and things of that sort, but I just wasn't that 5 star recruit. I was a Mr. Basketball finalist. I had those type of accolades, but coaches were more looking for experienced players at the time due to COVID, forcing that people to all into the portal
Mhm.
and, just setting a lot of things back. So that's, a few reasons that really hurt me.
Yeah. So leaving high school, you had an associate's degree. Did you go straight to collegiate basketball, or were
I,
you a student?
so leaving high school, I had to signed to a JUCO, a community
Okay,
college,
in Tennessee.
in Tennessee. But seeing that I already had my associate's degree, they told me, "Hey, you only got 1 semester here. You already have the credits,
Mm.
so you only have 1 semester to play ball. Then you basically, you had to leave. So I ended up going to Columbia State Community College, where I only spent 1 year there. So yeah.
And then after there, where'd you go to?
After there, I actually had nothing after there right off the back. Like I didn't have much, and I was going to schools, hoping to try to get a tryout and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But I actually ended up reaching out to Tennessee Tech,
Mm-hmm.
which is a school in Cookeville, Tennessee, a Division 1, and they, you know, told me that I can come meet up with them and things of that sort to talk about what I wanted to do, and things of that sort. But yeah.
So then you're at Tennessee Tech. Fast forward, and you're a student.
Yes.
How'd your role on the basketball team start?
It actually started as a manager. So I was
So you go from playing high school,
mhm,
JUCO, being a player of the Star, and now you're a manager.
yes. Now I'm a manager.
How'd that affect the mental?
It actually didn't. It would. I feel like for most people, but it actually didn't because I was focused. It's like I was so determined
Mm-hmm.
as to what I wanted to do. So when they told me that, oh, you can be a manager. I was like, oh, okay, okay. I just knew in my head I'm going to be the best manager that I can be. I'm going to, do the things that I need to do to be the best manager.
Did you always have it in your mind that you were going to continue playing, or did you think that your playing career was over when you became manager?
Oh, I always had in my mind I was going to continue playing. Yeah, I always did. Yeah. hmm Yeah.
So then, how did you move from manager to player?
So I was doing laundry. I was wiping sweat off the floors. I was doing all those things. I was coming to practice early. So I used to come to practice early, set up the camera, set up the equipment, set up the jerseys and stuff like that, and then I would just go shoot. I would just go shoot because in my head I knew an opportunity was gonna come up eventually. So with managers, how some schools do it, they throw them in for like drills. So like throw you in
Yeah.
set picks, throw you in the pass, and this one drill they threw me in the shoot, and I didn't miss a shot. And they all just started
Really?
questioning, yeah, who is this guy? Like, where is he from? After the drill, I put my towel back on my shoulder. I had a few stares and stuff like that. And then from there, they just started throwing me in more drills. And then I just kept on producing and kept on producing. And I ended up working my way up. And next thing you know, I looked on the practice card and there was a practice jersey there for me. So,
Man, that's the coolest thing ever. So then, what's the time frame? How long ago was that compared to now we are in
that was
January?
fall semester. When I started, it was around August.
Okay.
And then I ended up going through that month of August and mid-September, going into October.
hmm
That's when,
So this is a year ago.
yes, a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, a year ago. Yep.
What was your schedule like? So you get to practice at what time to set up? I mean, how early you get in there compared to when the team gets there?
Yeah, so they always watch film before practice. So practice start, if I remember correctly, around 3:34, and I'm getting out of classes already at like
Oh,
12:15, 1 o'clock. So I'm getting there early. I try to get there, to go ahead and set because the girls used to be practicing while, because they had their equipment and stuff as well. So while the girls were practicing, I used to just be doing my things on the side, just making sure all the men's stuff were ready. So when the girls got off, that's when the men's came on. So the time frame looked, it was like around 2:15, 2:30. I say I would get there and stuff like that. Go ahead and start like setting stuff up and things of that sort.
So how'd your role develop as a player for Tennessee Tech?
Yeah, it developed as a player. There was one day the coach called me to his office. He said, "Hey, I want to get you, on spot as a roster." I was like, "Oh," I was real shocked, with things of that sort. But it started developing as a player when I was still coming to practice now, and I was started, doing the things that I do, which was shoot. That's like one of the things I love to do.
Yeah,
And
I see you
know,
in the Spring Hill gym all the time shooting.
yeah, shooting. Yeah, that's what I do. And Tennessee Tech, they use me for that. They use me to shoot. So that's really what my role was for the
And
team.
did you play significant minutes for them?
No, I didn't at all
No.
because I wasn't on scholarship at all. I was a walk on. So you know how walk ons
Yeah.
are. They definitely don't get the same treatment as scholarship players, which I didn't let that affect me at all. If you went back and watched any of the games and stuff, you always see me on the bench, hyping my teammates up, dancing. I was the dancer.
Yeah.
If you went to the games, 5'2", they used to call me 5'2", because my number was 52. I actually got that number, and I didn't even have my last name on the back of my jersey. Like somebody in the stands told the coach, one of the coaches or stuff like that, and then the next game I looked on the back of my jersey, I had my name on it. So yeah, if you came to the games, you just look right there at the end of the bench, you'll see me down there dancing. Like that was me. That was my way of being impactful, for the team. But,
So then, how'd you get the necessary film to get recruited to a school like Spring Hill?
so I actually got in the game. Believe it or not, my very first game, I scored like 6 points and 6 rebounds in
Damn.
less than like 2.5 minutes. And
2.5 minutes?
Yes, and I got player of the game that game. We was playing a NAIA team, I think, and I got player of the game, my very first game playing. And that was an amazing experience for me, and that was one of the games that I played a lot. And actually, somebody made a mixtape for me as well, and so every time I get in the game, I will say I shot a three. Every time I got in the game, I launched it.
You gotta get yours.
Yeah,
man,
I
for
launched
sure.
it, and I would usually hit too, and I accumulated a little like enough film, of me doing what I do best.
Mm-hmm.
Probably playing like 5 or 6 games. Yeah.
And then that made its way to Mobile, Alabama, the film?
Yes. So actually, one of the coaches that um, were the assistants of Tennessee Tech, they knew Patrick Nyland, who was the assistant here at Spring Hill when they worked together at South Alabama. And so that's how the connection was formed there. And I entered the portal, and that's when Coach told me about Spring Hill. And then he gave me the contacts to, the coaches.
Shout out Pat Nyland.
Yeah, P now. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of his. I'm on the JV program at Spring Hill, and he's our head coach. And man, he doesn't get any extra pay or anything, but he devotes a lot of time to us, and
P now.
He rides with us.
Yes, his character is great. He does so many things. He doesn't even have to. He makes sure the floors is great. He's a great person in the weight room. Like he's all around just great guy.
Very fortunate for him. So, man, what a story.
Yeah, man. It's
What's been your largest motivator through all this? I mean, we talked briefly about, for instance, David Goggins on Instagram. Do you find a lot of the motivators from, like, not direct contacts, like people, like famous people, or are there, real people in your life that you really strive from?
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to give credit to God. He's ordered my steps since I was little. I remember when I was, like I tell most people, when I was under my basketball gold, I was just looking up to the sky, and I was just having a conversation with him. I told him this is what I wanted to do, and I was also praying to allow me to grow taller because I was like 5'8", and I was talking to him. I was like,
what are you now, 6'4"?
Yeah, 6'4". Yeah. And so you see, it came to pass. I was praying about it. I told him, this is what I'm doing. I told him I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do the things I need to. I just need you to order my steps. And that's really what he did. And then I also had my parents alongside of me. But one of my biggest supporters is my sister. I have a twin sister. She goes to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga now. And she's my biggest motivator.
That's great.
Yeah, she's after every game, she's texting me. She's telling me, how good I did. But what I like about her most is she tells me, things that I need to work on. And I love
those are the best motivators to keep it real. You need those people.
I love that. And that's one thing I love her for, things that I need to work on. And yeah, but she's definitely my biggest motivator,
Is she involved in athletics at all? What's she do?
No, she's not involved in athletics, though she is very athletic. She played in high school and stuff like that, and then she did manage for the Tennessee UTC girls team. But she's actually a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Nice.
So she was their president and stuff like that. So she crossed the whole line.
Wow.
So she wants to be a physical therapist as well.
Okay.
So she's on her way to try to get into a PT school.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. What are your business interests?
My business interests, so I want to, when I'm done, I want to play professionally, of course. Then after that, I want to coach. So I'm in sports management right now, but I always had a thing for coaching.
For sure.
So, yeah.
I mean, once you know the game inside and out, you can teach it.
Yeah, true.
Is there a level you want to teach?
That's what I'm still determining, but I do like the youth because back home each summer I coach AAU team, which is around 15.
Man, there's some great competition in there.
Yes,
bro.
yes. We've been to Atlanta, Kentucky. We've seen a lot of famous figures, and I like working with that youth, and one of the unique things about my situation is a lot of them are trying to get to the college level and play. So I'm already there. So I get to go back home and I get to talk to them. I get to tell them, hey, this is how college life is.
It's great inspiration for them.
I get to tell them, hey, you have a 2.0 GPA. I don't know if you're gonna be, able to do this. I was telling them like school always comes first. Whatever you want to do.
That's so valuable because we always hear the older generation preach that, but when you hear someone your own age tell you and emphasize it, then it's like, damn. That's real, and he's probably right.
Yeah. I definitely am a strong believer in mentoring people and things of that sort. So yeah, when I go back home, I just tell all the young guys, This is how it is. I don't sugarcoat it to them. I tell them, you want to get here? This is what you got to do. These are the requirements that you have to have in order to get here. So I coach the AAU team, and they're 15 to 17U, which is in the high school range.
Yeah.
So, we travel all around. We go to Atlanta, Kentucky. We go to, Alabama. We've been to Gainesville. And, we play in these big tournaments and stuff like that. And that's why I actually got my start and found my passion for, like, coaching. Yeah.
Are you the head coach?
No, I'm the assistant coach.
Assistant?
Yeah, assistant, yeah.
Did you play for the head coach?
No, I did not. I did not play for the head coach. The head coach's name is Marlon Dawson. He actually played at Philander, and he played professionally as well. He played overseas, and so he preaches to the young guys the same thing. He preaches to me all the time. Because he's also been where I'm want to go and stuff like that. But yeah,
are there any overseas teams that you have interest in, or any, NBA teams you have interest in?
Not at the moment. I'm kind of just still playing. I'm still just focusing on the college career. Being the best that I can now because
Staying in the present.
Yeah. Because I know if you're good, wherever you're at, you're going to get those interests. And I've already got a few interests and stuff like that. But I'm trying not to give them too much focused. I'm just trying to just stay in the present moment, like you said, and trying to win this championship here.
For sure. Grade wise, what grade are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Okay. Nice. So back to this current season, how many points you're averaging and rebounds, and can you talk about your numbers real quick, or do you even know them?
I don't even know them, to be honest. I'm one of those, I take it a game at a time.
Yeah.
I do what I got to do for the game, and stuff like that, But I actually don't even know.
I emailed Nolan before this, and he never got back to me. So I guess it worked out there because I would have told you the numbers.
Yeah, I know I was like second in scoring for the SIAC and, first in three-pointers, made and stuff like that. At one point in time, I was actually number one in the nation for three-pointers made, which was shocking to me. When Patrick Now told me, I was like, what? Ain't no way. And I had to actually go look it up for myself. I was like, I was already leading Division II, but then I looked at Division I. I was like, oh, I'm leading Division I too. I was like, wow.
How much satisfaction do you find in seeing that, or have you already conquered the whole personal satisfaction of knowing that you put in the work and the shots made?
Yeah, I've already conquered it, bro. Like, that's the thing.
So there's not too much more satisfaction to just see it on the paper.
Because I already, like, in my room, I have goals set up. Like, I have goals, like, wrote down and stuff like that. Things that I want to see come to pass. And some of those goals have actually already came to pass quicker, than I thought. And actually, that was actually not one of my goals, So I was shocked in the moment for sure. But then, I had to bring myself down and realize, there's still more work to be done. So, yeah.
What's one thing that you've recently changed your mind about?
What you mean as far as?
So, like, you have a preconceived notion or just, like, an idea, and then, like, you get some new information, and it changes your perspective. Has that happened on any topics recently to you?
No, not recently. No, not recently.
Because that's just a great question. I was asked one time. And it stumped the crap out of me. So
yeah, it's really stumping me too. I'm trying to think. Like, is there anything
I responded with, it was in the summer, and I've recently been getting into investing a lot, and I always kind of just presumed it as, you got to have money to do it, and which you do, of course, but I presumed it as you having a full-time job out of college. But you can start small, and if you do the research, then it can pay off. So yeah, that's one thing that investing's now for, I can participate in it. So that's what I changed my mind on. But I was just wondering if anything.
Nothing is coming off the top of my head off rip.
What do you do for fun outside of basketball? Are there any type of hobbies you like, or?
Yeah, I'm really a chill guy, I would say, for the most part. I love riding my bike around campus. If you see me, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see my bike next to me. I'm always on my bike. I take it everywhere I go, and this campus has an abundant amount of squirrels.
It does.
So I like to just go outside. You know, I sometimes sit by the library. I'll sit over there by McKinney's.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like watching the squirrels. You know, I may throw a few nuts out there here
Yeah.
and there. You know, I like enjoying nature. You know.
I don't know about the ones in Tennessee, but I'm from Dallas originally, and the squirrels there are kind of mangy and small. But man, these around here, they're beefed up, man. They eat good.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't
I
know what
would
it
say,
is.
yeah. It's Tennessee, you may see one or two little ones, you know, running around. You don't see like the ones here. I be kind of making me jump a little bit. Man. Like, is that a rat or? Like, no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, pretty big down here. I would say.
How would you compare Alabama and Tennessee, the two states? You've lived in both.
I would say here the weather is good. The
Mhm.
weather is good. Tennessee, like right now, Jackson is probably cold. You know.
Have you made it to the coast yet?
No, I have not.
No.
I have not.
Neither have I. That's usually one of the things I enjoy, but I haven't made it this school year yet.
Yeah, me neither. I've been asking people about it. You know, they say it's good. You
Well,
know,
maybe you and I'll have to make a trip before the year's over.
yeah.
After the season's over and
Oh, for sure.
wait, relax a little bit, then we'll make a trip to the beach.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with coaching, now that you're at high school currently, would you want to, rise in the ranks of ages too and levels, or are you happy with the kind of demeanor of kids you coach now?
Yes, I would like to rise in the rank, but I would always like never forget about the youth. You know, I always want to be a mentor for the
'Cause
youth.
that's the most impactful. I mean, to
Mhm.
get to catch them when they're young.
Yes, yes, yes. That's I'm actually one of the co-founders of a nonprofit. It's called BB. It's called BBN. It's called Building a Brotherhood Network. So it's basically the month of June. Every month of June, we bring the kids from all around the community, and we talk to them about God. We, mentor to them, and we play basketball. So we have like a big tournament for the month of June. And
Yeah.
each week they're competing. To get to win the trophy. But all through this, we're bringing people in to speak to them.
Yeah.
And
Which is this in Jackson, Tennessee?
this is in Jackson, Tennessee.
Man,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes, yes.
Would you
yes.
consider starting one locally, Mobile?
Yes, I actually would. We're looking. We're This is just our third year going
Yeah.
on strong. So we're looking to expand.
For sure.
To
Hey,
different areas.
If
but-
you'd want to consider bringing it here, I'd be happy to help you wherever I could fill a role.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
There's a pickup court off Sage Street. I don't know if you're familiar with it,
Nah, not familiar.
but me and my buddy go there all the time and play, and
Uh-huh.
it's a lower income area, so that's where the best competition's at for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I feel like we could do something with those guys.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
and that's another thing too. I started going to Light of the Village.
with Mr. Eads.
Mr. Eads, yes.
What's your
that's-
take on him?
Mr. Eads is a great guy, a man of God, and I learned so much from him in his classes. It's
Mhm.
just some classes I'll get in, I'm tentative, I'm active for like 30 minutes, but then 35
And
minutes.
then the
I start
headphones
slurring,
come
yeah.
on.
But then Mr. John's class, I'm like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, because he's always telling a story. Something interesting is always occurring, and I feel like he's just a great overall guy. And D-Lo, who was his wife, she's
Yes.
also just a great woman as well, a woman of God. And I go down there when I can, and play ball with the kids. They all
Yeah.
think they could beat me.
Yeah.
I got one guy convinced that he beat me 1-on-1. I agree with him. Yeah, you got me, bro. I tell him,
Uh-huh.
and they've actually came to our South Alabama game. So,
The kids?
yeah, Mr. John brought them to South Alabama.
Oh,
So,
that's so great.
yeah, I got to see them there. They got to see me in live action play, and went to Five Guys after.
With all the
You know,
kids?
Yep.
How about that?
Got a nice bite to eat, and got to chop it up with them.
Mhm. Yeah, it's Mr. Eads, man. He's something special. I had a class with him last school year, and I felt like almost, for those of y'all that don't know, Light of the Village is, what would you say? It's a nonprofit just for kids in Alabama Village, which is a very, rough part of the country and probably the roughest in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And he's with them day in and day out, him and his wife, making an impact. But I felt like almost every day that he would bring up that one of them got shot or a parent got shot.
Yeah, that's one thing that just shows the character of Mr. John.
Definitely.
The things that he goes through on a daily basis, and the fact that he's still able to persevere through all that, that shows the power of God right there. That he walks with. And that's one thing I look up to him for.
Where'd your faith get inspired from? I mean, are your parents very religious?
Yes, my parents are. My mom grew up in Hot Springs, Mississippi. She had a very, uh, upbringing as a child. She was always in the church. My dad was too. My granddad was actually a pastor. Wow. He built it. He built the church from the ground up in Bartlett, Tennessee. It's called Fullview Missionary Baptist Church. Yeah, then they started off as a small church, and then he just expanded it, and got a gym in there, and
I'd love to see a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice church. Believe it or not, he told me the story. Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, and that was back on the Orlando Magics.
Yeah.
They used to come in his church, and
wow.
Shaq is actually the reason that he put the no dunking sign up, because he tried to go up there and hammer it one time. My granddad, he was real stickler about his gym.
Yeah.
He had to put that no dunking sign up there for.
What was their connection to? Was it the connection to your grandfather or to Mississippi? How did Shaq and Penny get
because to Memphis, Tennessee. The church is in Bartlett, Tennessee. That's in the Memphis area, and they just used to come up there and play pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah. The church used to be a hot zone for people to come and play pickup. They used to have great runs there. Yeah, great runs. Let me see if we can pull it up right quick.
Are you still able to make it to the court? Is the court still in service?
Oh yes, the church and everything is still in service. My granddad, he passed away.
Oh,
he passed away, but there's a new pastor there now, and the court and everything is still there. When I go back up there, I get my shots up when I go, but that's how the church looks.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a nice. Has a lot of history to the church. So that's.
That's awesome.
Yeah, his faith. My granddad has had a strong faith, and my grandmama does too.
Man, it's still prominent in your family. That's so special.
Yes, and that's the one thing I believe I get it from.
Did you go to, I guess, Christian or whatever denomination you are, school, growing up?
Nah, I didn't.
Really, all public?
Yep, all public.
I'm very fortunate to have made it through. Catholic school for 1st through 8th grade, and I can't be grateful enough. It set such a good foundation for my life and my faith.
Yeah.
Well, man, great stuff. It's so good talking to you, and it's not often you come across someone with that's this successful, but then kind of relays it all back to God.
Yeah.
Especially so young. I feel like most people our generation, it's I did this, me, it kind of flashy, but man, you're real down to earth, and
it's all God, man. Where he teaches to be humble, and I just believe like when you're in His hands, nothing can go wrong. I tell most people, all people see the success and everything, but it's a lot that goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah, the behind the scenes are.
Yes.
I mean, that's the biggest factor for anyone that's. Moving.
Yeah. So, I will say, God has been my biggest inspiration, and I know the places He's going to take me, are far beyond that I can imagine. So I'm just continue to put in the work, continue to trust in Him, and continue to move the right way.
Awesome. I can't wait to see what happens, especially with this season.
Yes.
When's the next game?
Next game is Monday versus Miles. Yeah, we need to get that one. That one is a big one. We actually fell short to them last time we played them, and we've never beat them in Spring Hill College history. So that's another reason why I'm so up for the challenge.
It's that type of season, man. Give me those records.
Yes, it's that type of season. It is.
If you had to give some advice to, upcoming hoopers or upcoming people, like let's say basketball, like the kids you coach, what is it?
I would say make sure you do all the small things. The small things will take you far in life. And don't compare yourself to other people. You know, I see a lot of people doing that nowadays, especially with social media. It's just a lot of people comparing themselves to other people. Your story is different. And I feel like you have to hone into your story and realize that God, He placed you in that situation for a reason. He placed you through those situations for a reason. And you have to stay in the moment and realize that nobody else can walk in your shoes. You know, and you have to stay focused on what it is that you want to do. Even when distractions and things come, you can't lose sight of what you want to do. I tell a lot of people, write your stuff down, like write your goals down. I tell the young guys, all you want to do is you want to do that, want to do that. You gotta write the stuff down, like write your goals down. I feel like that's a big thing that people should do, you know, because it helps me, you know, just seeing. Just
Definitely, it's. I feel it's also nice to be able to visualize it, and you know, you conceptualize it instead of just being like an abstract deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like boom, okay, it's right here. This is
Yep.
what I gotta do.
Yep. And speak positive words to yourself. That's another
Manifest
thing.
it.
Yes, you have to speak positive. Your words are so powerful. They are.
What would you say the biggest thing you've manifested is, or have you manifested any of your successes?
Uh, I do visualize a lot. You know, I visualize every day. You know, I visualize how I want my day to go. And before games, I visualize me knocking down the three. I visualize how it looks. I visualize me on the free throw line. So I guess I can say yes, I manifest a lot of things, but I like do it through visualization. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Super powerful, man.
yeah,
Super powerful.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to go over or discuss?
I just I'm the campus, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy I made this decision. You know,
I mean, we're so fortunate to have a safe place to learn and pray and do really whatever we want to do and just grow with
yeah,
freedom.
yeah. Spring Hill is definitely a spot that you can do that. I find a new location every day. You know, I just ride my bike around campus. I'm seeing the beautiful sites. You know, and the fields. You know, and the campus is well taken care of too. You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
it's just beautiful. You know, it's one thing I looked up. I found out one of my coaches sent me when I was on my way. You know, I was thinking about coming here. He sent me like Spring Hill as one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. Like you know, and I came here and I realized, oh yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, and the history. I mean, since 1830, it's special and very glad to be a part of it. And so cool to see you breaking the records that haven't been broken since 1830.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that deeply, but
Yeah.
wow, that's truly a blessing.
Yeah.
That's truly a blessing. Yeah.
It was great to have you on and great to get to know you better.
Oh, it was great to be on. It was just an honor. I love doing things like this, just
For
talking
sure.
and conversating. Like,
For sure.
you know, that's what it's about.
I would like to personally thank everyone who tuned into this episode of the SHC Division of Business podcast. Our aim is to give young professionals insight into their desired field or potential job of choice. If you gain anything from this, or have any compassion whatsoever, please share with someone you see fit.